Ashley, how are you today?
I am so good. How are you, Jeremiah? It's so good to see you.
It's always amazing to see you, Ashley. You brighten every day. From my Instagram to seeing you in person,
Oh,
it's always the biggest smile when I get a chance to see you.
oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, likewise, I love all of the places we run into each other.
It's always great, especially being Floridians, just bumping into each other. But we're here to discuss the best place on earth, San Diego Comic Con, and your 10th anniversary Her Universe fashion show.
Yes.
10 years. I can't believe. So let's jump right into it. 10 years ago, San Diego Comic Con comes to you, goes, "Hey, would you like to do a fashion show?" How did that come about?
So it was actually the opposite. I went to San Diego Comic-Con and begged them to allow us to do a fashion show. Uh, it took 2 years to to make it happen,
Mm-hmm.
and so much credit goes to San Diego Comic-Con because they were interested from the first phone call. But this was something completely new. You know, a couture fashion show at Comic-Con? I mean, what is this going to look like? How is this going to work? There was all sorts of logistics and things we had to figure out. So it took 2 years, but we had their support from the beginning. And, it's easy to forget now, but back when, we did the first fashion show, there was still that stigma that, Comic Con was just for boys and men. It's not for women, which wasn't the case. Anyone that went to San Diego Comic Con knew that there was practically just as many women and girls going to Comic Con as men and boys, but there weren't many events focused towards women and girls. And that's what I told them. I said, look, there's really nothing celebrating fangirls at Comic Con. And so, especially the term geek couture. Now, one thing that gives me a giggle today is that back in 2014, when we first started the fashion show, I made up the term geek couture. Like it literally didn't exist. Now, the genre existed. Fans have been doing geek inspired fashion for many, 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 many years, but there wasn't a term for it. And so I needed some, to make it seem as when I was pitching the fashion show, like it was this thing. So it's like, oh yeah, geek couture. Haven't you heard of it? It's this emerging trend that you're soon going to see on the runways at New York Fashion Week and Paris Fashion Week. And I totally made it up. And so fast forward now, we're going into year 10 of our show, and it's a thing. Not only is it a thing at Comic Con, but you're actually seeing geek inspired fashion at like the Met Gala or the runways of New York Fashion Week or Paris Fashion Week or Milan Fashion Week. Geek is infiltrating into high fashion. And that's something I will take, some ownership for, that it started with Her Universe and it started at San Diego Comic Con.
Well, Ashley, I mean, I've said this to so many people. You changed the world over
Oh,
10 years ago. I,
oh goodness.
I know that's heavy on your shoulders, but it's true. You changed the outlook to make Comic Con and everything cool for girls, for women. The fashion, like I mean, I'm wearing an Ahsoka Tano inspired shirt because you, yes,
Oh,
there's more outside of you than that, but you changed everything. And the Her Universe fashion show really is the highlight. I've been going to San Diego Comic Con for years, and 10 years ago, yeah, okay, there's this little fashion show. A couple of years ago, hey, there's a fashion show. Now it's, hey, there's Comic Con, but before that, there's the fashion show. The fashion show is what the main topic is because it is so amazing. I mean, last year
thank you.
alone, just sitting in the audience, watching all those amazing creations blew me away. But above all, your film strip dress was the show stealer. That was the most amazing thing. I mean, what is it like to stand up there in the amazing fashions, but to watch all these people that you kind of inspired?
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, you are so kind. Thank you for your kind words. You know me, it truly means the world to me. So thank you. Um, you know, my mission has always been to shine the spotlight on the designers. I get joy by shining the spotlight on someone else. That is just how I'm wired. Now, because of that, it's given me the opportunity to do some really fun things like, host the show and make a dress out of bendable OLED screens and, that looks like a film strip. And this year will be no different. I, can't give it away, but I can tell you that one of my looks is something I've been wanting to do since 2017. And I didn't have the right team of people to pull it off. We've assembled an amazing team that are helping me pull off my dream. And so I'm very, very excited about this year's look. And some other things we have up our sleeve. So, the show has provided me the opportunities to, check so many things off my bucket list, to open up doors that I never in a million years thought would be opened, to do some really, really cool things. But truly, that's not my focus. My focus has always been, how can I help others? And this show in particular has always been about the designers. I've always been blown away by their talent and wanting to give them the opportunity to have an actual runway to showcase their talents on. And I think the thing I'm most proud of after 10 years is how our show has literally changed so many lives. I mean, we've had countless designers that are now doing this professionally, and they got their start from our show. They've gotten jobs from our show. They've gotten recognized from our show. That is what I never anticipated. That, like, wait a minute, you mean to tell me that you got hired by Disney because of our show? Things like that literally is just beyond humbling. And so I'm very, very grateful for it.
Yeah, that was going to be one of my next questions, is what is it like watching these people go on? I mean, 10 years, you have people that were, 12, 14 that came to see the fashion show back then that are now working in the industry and creating fashion. So again, you've changed the world as we know it. So I had a chance to talk to Michael James Scott, and
Yes.
I was talking to him how his energy brings the room to a completely different level. Like, you are always the focus, and him and I geeked out a little bit about you because you are just absolutely amazing. But what is it like to be on the stage with the genie, the ball of energy that is yeah. Michael James Scott?
Well, I think the thing is we are genuinely each other's hype friends. We've been friends since high school. We've known each other since I was in 9th grade. He was in 10th grade. And we are each other's biggest supporters. And so that chemistry that you see on stage is very, very real. And we just have so much fun. We bring out the best in each other. We hype each other up. In turn, I think it hypes everyone else up. Oh, yeah. And I am just honored, beyond honored, that Michael would make the time in his just incredibly busy schedule to do our show again and share his talents again. Trust me, he's going to blow you away with what he's doing in this year's show.
Well, thank you very much, Ashley. We will see you at San Diego Comic-Con at the Her Universe 10th anniversary fashion show.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Jeremiah. I
Ashley.
really, really appreciate it.